for K through 12, I really believe it's all about just introducing them to certain themes that exist. Like the fact that nothing exists unless it can be measured, right? Like that is something that's just like a theme, but it's like, how do you apply that to so many things? You can. If you introduce the fermions versus bosons and like it being, like the differences between all these different particles or the wave particle duality, those type of themes, those are the things that make it really fascinating. And the way that even John Gribbin introduced quantum mechanics, he goes into the whole history, not only the history of quantum mechanics, but also the people behind it. So you end up learning about like all the major physicists and what they had to do and what they had to endure just to even show that like their theories were legit in their mind. And in a way, it kind of read like a comic book strip in a way, because then you feel like you connect with these X-Men that are revealing like awesome things about the world, yet no one else believes them or no one else wants to. And yet here we are, and we are actually practicing what they had discovered years ago, and we're preaching. And that is what we want to promote. It's not just like quantum mechanics or quantum computing or quantum ecosystem. It's all about like innovation, and that you're not just a little speck in the universe, like you can actually make a difference.
Yeah, and there's been high school, clubs, quantum clubs. I saw a picture, Chinese children, they like 6 years old being taught quantum. And in some respects, it's actually easier because they haven't been taught, classical physics. This works like this. It's different when you get like really close up. So yeah, I think there's some, I don't know, when you start, like, obviously there's lots of college courses on quantum, but I think when it starts to really get, high school, middle school, they start to teach it. Number one, it's just like, it makes it 101% sure that this is real, because they're paying teachers and then, teaching children, because it gets rid of that uncertainty a lot more. But yeah, I think there's some, and probably, always could be more. So anybody else that we haven't heard from? So we got Jedri, Daniel, Thomas. So I think we heard from, then anybody else I mentioned before. And any other last comments, Michele?
If you're going to Quantum Tech, I'd love to meet you. Seriously, just feel free to ping me. I will be there. We have a booth. It's at the UKRI Pavilion, so we'll be there. And I think that's it. Otherwise, seriously, feel free to reach out to me at any point. I will answer any and all questions. If I don't know the answer, clearly I will like find someone who does and I will point you in their direction.
Yeah, and there's tons of events all over the country too. So Inside Quantum Technology was just in San Diego. I wasn't able to attend, but actually my speaker was downtown while I was in Point Loma, and I arranged it like he'd be in Switzerland, but actually we were like 5 miles apart. So we could have met at like 6 p.m. at night. But do you agree with the statement, companies, successful companies are events focused?
Well, I mean, that depends on the events, right? Like, is it talking about like just the marketing branding, or is it like events by, identifying special milestones? So like, it's a mix of both, right?
Yeah,
And so
okay.
I truly believe things don't exist unless it can be measured. And if it's not out there and no one else knows about it, then it doesn't exist either. So I think they both like go hand in hand. And I guess I'd finally like to also say that one of the things that we are going to be starting up is like an internship program within Riverlane, especially in the United States. So if you know of anyone that is interested in getting more involved, especially with our noise team, and identifying the types of noise that exist amongst, you know, uh, you know, qubit modalities and quantum computing companies that are essentially focused on various different types of quantum qubit modalities. We'd love to talk to them and have conversations and see whether or not there's a fit to, work with us at any point.
Yeah, and again, I appreciate you coming on. You haven't been at Riverlane too much, but I think you picked up a lot. And We appreciate your time. And it's definitely exciting times for a lot of us because it's like, the homebrew computer club again, but in quantum, and it's just super high tech.